Okay, have your paper out from last night, and we're going to be multiplying fractions by whole numbers again. So you should have done the first 5, and we're going to go over those together. So we've got 5 times 1/10. So if we take 5 1/10, that's the same thing as saying 5 times 1 over tenths, which would be the same as 5/10. So since this is not an improper fraction, we can just write the answer over here as is. So next we have 8 times 1/5. So if we wrote that out, if we wrote out 8 1/5, we would have 8 times 1 over fifths, since we're counting by fifths. That is the same as 8 fifths. Now we know that when we have an improper fraction, we have a numerator greater than the denominator, then we have to change this into a mixed number. So I know that since we're counting by fifths, in order to get one whole, we have 5 fifths. So if we take 5 fifths out, we've got 1 whole, and then we have 3, because 8 minus 5 is 3, we have 3 of those fifths left over. So 1 3/5 is the same as 8 fifths. So 9/10 times 2. So if we wrote that out as repeated addition, that would be 2 9/10. So that would be the same as 9 times 2 over tenths, which would equal 18 tenths. Well, I noticed this is an improper fraction. 10 tenths would be 1 whole. So if we take 10 tenths out, we've got 1, and then we have 18 minus 10, which would give us 8, 1 8/10. All right, so number 4, 1/10 times 9. So that would be the same as, if we wrote this out, 9 1/10, it would be 1 times 9 over tenths, which would equal 9/10. So 9/10 is not an improper fraction, so we leave that alone. Number 5, 3/8 times 3. Well, if we wrote out 3/8 3 times, we would have 3 times 3 over 8. So that would equal 9/8. Well, I noticed that this is an improper fraction. 8/8 equals 1. So if we take 8/8 out, that would be 1, and we would have 1/8 left. Okay? So now we're going to do the next 5 together, and then you're going to do the last 10 for homework, and you're going to upload that for a grade. All right, so we have 6 times 1/8. So if we wrote out 1/8 6 times, we would have 6 times 1 over 8, which would equal 6/8. 6/8 is a proper fraction. 3/6 times 3. So if we wrote out 3/6 3 times, that would be 3 times 3, and we're counting by sixths. So that would be 9/6. Now I notice that that's an improper fraction. We could take 6/6 out of that and equal 1, and then we would have 3/6 left over, because 9 minus 6 equals 3, and that gives us our numerator. All right, 4/12 times 10. So if we wrote this out 10 times, we would have 4 times 10 over 12ths, and that would equal 40/12. Well, when I look at that, if I take 12/12 out, I still have too much. So if I take 24/12 out, that would still be too much. So I need to take 36 out. So that would be 3/12 that I'm taking out of there. 3, so I've got 36, so 40 minus 36 would be 4. So that would be 3 4/12. All right, 2 times 1/5. So 2 1/5 would give us 2 times 1 over fifths, which would equal 2 fifths. All right, number 10, 7 times 8/10. So if we wrote this out 7 times, we would have 7 times 8 over tenths, which would be 56/10. So now I'm looking at this, and I'm looking and seeing that there's going to be 5 wholes that I'm going to be taking out. So that would be 5, 10, 15, 20. That would be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Sorry, 50. So that would be 5 I would be taking out. So that'd be 56 minus 50 would give me 6/10. All right, so I'm hoping that you've seen how to do this. If you have any questions or concerns, you can always email me. I want you to work on the rest of these problems and then upload this for a grade. All right, keep watching, keep thinking, stay curious, and I'll see you tomorrow.